Since I've been thinking about my life and working on my autobiography, I've been thinking about what our house has actually done for my life, which is to say it's given me a life. It's given me the ability to live a life that's more than just simple existence. I'm starting the book with my coming out story, and then I'm going to go back. But I'm starting with my coming out story because that's sort of where my life really began. My name is Darrell Dubois, and I identify as an out gay man living with AIDS. I grew up in Klamath Falls, and I have 5 sisters and a brother. And I had a childhood friend. His name was Stephen. At age 16, we decided we would come out to our families. We were in love and wanted to just be open and out about that because it was just too complicated trying to hide it. My dad, on the other hand, didn't say much of anything. He just connected with my chin, knocked me out of my chair, broke my jaw, picked me up off the floor and threw me out the door and said, "You can be that way somewhere else." So then I decided I had friends in Eugene, so I hitchhiked to Eugene. Stephen moved up and joined us, and we lived there as an open couple till 1972. And then we moved up out between Oregon City and Malala. I went to work on the thoroughbred breeding farm out there. You know, I mean, I love horses, I love riding, and I love breeding and genetics. I got my master's degree in genetics. Stephen was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, and he was 25 when he died from Hodgkin's. And after that, it was really clear that I had to go. So I moved up to New York City and lived in New York for the next 4 years. I was just utterly lost. I took to drinking heavily, started using heroin, became a heroin addict. In fact, that's why I left New York. It became obvious that I was going to die if I didn't do something different. Well, what happens next is I start getting really ill, and I just had all kinds of infections. And then on May 3rd of 1984, I was diagnosed with pneumocystis pneumonia, and that's when they diagnosed me with AIDS. When I was diagnosed, my T-cell count was 4 T-cells. I was virtually without an immune system at that point. For me, the biggest marker of AIDS in my own personal story has been loss, absolute loss of almost everything. I've lost over 400 people that were dear friends of mine. There's no way to process that kind of loss. I lost my job, I lost my insurance, I had to sell my farm, I had to sell all the horses, and I used all that money to pay for medical expenses. I had a viral brain infection that almost killed me. I was in hospice for a year and a half. And that's when I moved into to our house the first time. I was just healing from this viral brain infection that I got. I am so grateful for places like our house. I've been part of the Our House community since its inception. Living at our house gives me the ability to have a life. I had to use all of my energy just taking care of myself, feeding myself, bathing myself. Our house has helped me get an electric scooter. They help me shower. I take about 20 different medications on a daily basis, and they keep all that straight for me. Because of the COVID pandemic, we don't have volunteers anymore, and we don't have visitors anymore. We don't eat in community anymore. So it's changed a lot. The Our House staff here is just incredible, and they really make themselves available to us to be able to talk if we need to or want to, and to encourage us in remaining as active as we can during this difficult time. We still need a place like our house because there are still people living and dying from AIDS. It hasn't ended. It's not over. I wish it were, but it's not. So our house is very important. Funding our house is very important. Quite a while, my life was just barely existing. And now I have a life. I feel hopeful. I'm a real survivor. And I owe all of that to our house.